Hey guys, Rob Hogue here for Bass Stalker Fishing. It's my first video, so be nice. When I was thinking about what I wanted to do a video on today, I wanted it to be something that beginners, advanced guys, and even parents could benefit from. And why parents? Maybe they didn't grow up fishing, maybe they don't have a lot of knowledge on the topic. And that's what this channel is really about. It's to help out the beginners, the parents, and even some intermediate guys will find some benefit with the stuff we go over. So the first thing I wanted to cover was probably the most frustrating thing as a parent teaching your kid how to fish, line twists and how to get rid of them. And the answer is braid. I put braid on every one of my spinning rods and reels. And I mean, it eliminates 90 to 95% of your line twists, which is probably the most frustrating part about taking a kid fishing with a spinning rod. It's going to happen with those other lines, and it just doesn't happen with braid. The only downside is you're going to have to tie another knot, because you'll have to put a clear line leader in most cases. Unless the water's dirty or you're fishing in the weeds, then you could go straight from braid all the way to the hook. But if there's any kind of visibility, you're going to want a leader. Probably 3-4 feet leader would probably be good in most cases. So how to do it? You'd have to do what's called a double uni knot. It's the same knot I use to tie most of my knots to most of my baits, but now we're doing it double. So what you're going to do is this is going to be our clear line, and this is going to be our braid. Okay. What you're going to do is you have one end going this way, one end going this way. You're going to lay them right next to each other, so you have something like this. Okay? So then what you're going to do, you have this pinched. I'll start on this side. You're going to fold this line up so that there's a loop. Right? Now at this time you can let go of this pinch. As long as that loop stays open, you're good. Your tag end's pointed up. Now what you're going to do is you're going to run this loop, run that tag through the loop 5 to 7 times. 7's probably better. So we'll just say that's 7. Now you need to wet this part. You're going to dip it in the water, you're going to use your mouth, and you're going to pull on the fluorocarbon line and the braid tag and both of these at the same time, and you'll see that knot wind down on. Now you don't want to pull it real tight, because this still needs to slide down. So we're just going to leave it like that, not real loose but not super tight either. So now you're going to want to switch and do the other side. Same thing, you pinch it, get this line up so you have your loop, right? Your tag ends up. You're going to bring that tag through that loop 5 to 7 times. Okay, wet it, slide it down, not super tight. Now you're going to want to wet in between the 2 knots. Water. And you're just going to pull on the line itself. You're not going to pull on the tags. And you'll see that start to cinch together. Right? Now once they make contact, you're going to want to tighten everything. So what I like to do is I grab all four pieces, the 2 tags and the 2 main lines, and I'm going to pull all together. Then just grab the 2 lines and cinch together one more time, and then there's your knot. It's a very thin knot, very strong knot. All you have left to do is cut your tag ends. You take your fluorocarbon or whatever clear line you're using, cut the tag, take your braid, cut the tag. Now you have a very thin, very strong knot, and you have this clear leader coming down to your bait. Now, for you advanced guys, what's the benefit? Sensitivity. Sensitivity is key in fishing. If you can detect those small bites on tough days, you're going to get more fish in the boat. So, and secondly, it's also better for the fish. A lot of times when you're using fluorocarbon or monofilament, you don't feel the bite as well. There's times where that bass will just suck that bait off the bottom and not move, and it's very hard to detect with those other lines. Where with braid, you're going to feel that, and you're going to be able to hook those fish in the mouth. Because if you let a bait sit in a bass too long, and then all of a sudden he swims off, you're going to end up hooking him when he already has that bait in his stomach, and you're going to cause injury to the fish. So whether you're a beginner or an intermediate guy, or even fishing club tournaments or something, you don't want to create those injuries to those fish. We want to get them back in the water so we can fish for them again and they can get bigger. But I mean, you feel everything with braid. It's a stronger line. It's definitely more sensitive. You could be dragging your drop shot weight across the bottom until you feel a stump or a rock, and then you can stop there, shake it. It's just, you can feel everything with it, and it's a great benefit to you. You're going to get more fish in the boat. You're going to get more solid hook sets, and for the kids, obviously, the castability of it, and also the resistance to line twists is huge. So the braid I use, I don't work with this company or anything. This is just the line. I've tried many different types of braid. This is just the kind I use. I use P-line for everything. I love the line. They have great quality with their stuff. I use P-line, TCB, X-Braid. They have two different styles. They have this one, which is the one I've used for the past 3 years, and then they have this TCB Braid 8. Both are Teflon coated. I just put this stuff on my drop shot reel. Both are Teflon coated, and the Teflon coating makes it cast better. It makes it easier to work with, but the Teflon lasts so much longer on this braid than other braids. Now for your setup for your braid, if you're a beginner and kid and you're just fishing ponds, I would go with a 15-pound TCB X braid. That's going to be good for whatever you need. The braid's super thin, so you don't have to worry about that. That's probably going to be good enough. Now, for your other line, this is another thing P-line makes. It's 100% fluorocarbon. This stuff's more expensive. It's better line, but it's more expensive. This is going to be the stuff your more advanced anglers use. It has less stretch, better nick resistance. But the good thing about P-line is they also make this stuff called FluoroClear. It's copolymer line, but it's coated in fluorocarbon. So you still have some of the nick resistance. You still have less stretch than other copolymer lines, but it's cheaper. This a 600-yard spool will probably cost you between 14 and 20 bucks, and 600 yards is going to get you a couple seasons of fishing. Still has low stretch, still pretty nick resistant, but it's more affordable. So if you're a kid or a beginner, this combination is probably the one you want. The knot is fairly easy. Do it 5 or 10 times. You can practice it with yarn, but you do it 5-10 times and you'll have it. But thanks for checking us out. We'll do another video soon. Take care.